Hello, students of wisdom. Today, we're going to dive deep into something that may seem like a contradiction to the Stoic philosophy at first glance, but it's a topic many are curious about: how to make someone obsessed with you. Now, before we jump into this, let's get one thing straight. Stoicism is about self-mastery, discipline, and focusing on what we can control. So when we talk about making someone obsessed with you, we're not talking about manipulation or controlling other people. We can't, nor should we, force others to feel a certain way about us. But we can inspire deep admiration, respect, and affection by living in alignment with certain timeless principles. So if you're here because you want to be more magnetic, more captivating, or simply someone who others can't stop thinking about, stick with me. I'll tell you how to approach this from a Stoic perspective, and what kinds of qualities make people naturally gravitate towards you. Let's start by considering a very simple truth. Imagine a man, let's call him Marcus. Marcus was always trying to get people to like him. He'd change his behavior depending on who he was around. If someone liked sports, Marcus became a sports expert. If another person liked reading, he suddenly transformed into a literary scholar. He was constantly adapting, bending himself to fit other people's expectations. But despite all his efforts, Marcus was never able to make anyone truly obsessed with him. Why? Because people could sense that Marcus wasn't authentic. He was like a chameleon, blending into his surroundings but never standing out. People may have liked him, but they didn't respect or admire him. Now, from a Stoic point of view, Marcus was wasting energy on things beyond his control, other people's opinions and feelings. As Stoics, we know that we can't control what others think of us. We can only control our own actions, our thoughts, and how we present ourselves. So the first lesson, if you want to make someone obsessed with you, is to stop worrying about trying to please everyone. Focus on who you are. Be consistent, authentic, and aligned with your own values. You cannot control whether someone will love you or admire you, but you can control how you live your life. That authenticity, that unshakable confidence in who you are, will naturally attract the right people. Let's consider another story, this time from ancient Stoic wisdom. The philosopher Epictetus was once asked how to attract others, how to make them gravitate towards you. His answer was simple: live a virtuous life. In ancient Rome, people flocked to hear the words of Epictetus. But why? He didn't have material wealth, political power, or even physical beauty. But he was rich in virtue. Virtue, according to Stoicism, consists of 4 key qualities: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When you embody these virtues, people will naturally be drawn to you. Here's how. Wisdom means you offer insight and clarity. People are attracted to those who are wise because they feel they can learn from them. They admire the calm, thoughtful approach you take to life's challenges. Courage shows others that you are brave in the face of adversity. You do what is right, even when it's difficult. This strength of character makes you someone others want to be around because they know they can trust you. Justice means treating people fairly and with respect. If people know that you stand for what's right, they will respect and admire you deeply. This kind of reputation takes time to build, but once earned, it's impossible to ignore. Temperance shows self-control. In a world full of impulsive behavior, if you can show restraint, discipline, and control over your emotions, you will stand out. People are naturally drawn to those who have mastered themselves. When you live according to these virtues, you create a magnetic force that attracts others to you. People will feel obsessed, not in a superficial way, but because they see something in you that is rare and valuable, true character. Here's an unexpected twist. If you want to make someone obsessed with you, you have to be indifferent to their obsession. This doesn't mean being cold or distant. It simply means that you should not base your worth or happiness on whether someone likes you or not. Stoicism teaches us that our happiness comes from within, not from external validation. Have you ever noticed that people often become more interested in someone who isn't desperately seeking their attention? There's a psychological phenomenon at play here. When you're too focused on winning someone's approval, it can make you seem needy or desperate. But when you're content with yourself and don't need the other person's approval, you become more desirable. Let's go back to Marcus for a moment. Remember, Marcus was always trying to please everyone, and as a result, he became forgettable. But when Marcus started focusing on himself, on developing his virtues, and became indifferent to whether people liked him or not, something amazing happened. People started paying attention. They became curious about him. Why? Because he was no longer trying to impress anyone. He was just living his life, full of purpose, with or without their approval. People are naturally drawn to confidence and self-sufficiency. They become obsessed with someone who doesn't need them. Paradoxically, by caring less about what others think of you, you make them care more about you. Quick reminder: if you're enjoying this lesson, make sure to subscribe to Students of Wisdom. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more insights into Stoic philosophy and how it can transform your life. Another key to making someone feel deeply connected to you is to be fully present with them. In today's world, where distractions are everywhere, the ability to give someone your undivided attention is a powerful gift. When you truly listen to someone, when you are fully engaged in the moment with them, it creates a sense of connection that few people experience in their day-to-day lives. Most people are distracted, thinking about what they're going to say next, or scrolling through their phones. But when you give someone your full presence, they feel seen and heard. Let me share a personal story. I remember having a conversation with an old friend who had been going through a tough time. Instead of trying to fix his problems or offer advice, I simply listened. I focused entirely on him, on his words, on his emotions. For the first time in a long while, he felt like someone was truly paying attention. After that, our friendship grew deeper. He told me later that the way I was fully present with him during that conversation made him feel valued. It wasn't about saying the right thing, it was about being there. So if you want to make someone obsessed with you, give them the rare gift of your full attention. When you're with them, be with them. It's simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Finally, one of the most attractive qualities you can possess is a sense of purpose. People are drawn to those who are passionate about something, who have a vision for their lives and are working toward it. This is because purpose gives you energy, direction, and an undeniable charisma. Look at the great figures in history who were deeply admired, even obsessed, over. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, had a sense of purpose: to serve the people of Rome, to live according to nature, and to cultivate virtue. His sense of duty and purpose was what made people admire him, even centuries after his death. When you are pursuing your own goals, when you are driven by a purpose greater than yourself, people will be drawn to you. They'll want to be a part of your story because you're living a life of meaning. You're not drifting aimlessly. You are moving with intention. At the end of the day, the key to making someone obsessed with you is to focus less on them and more on you. Develop your own character, live with purpose, and embody the virtues that inspire admiration in others. You can't force someone to be obsessed with you, nor should you try. But when you live in alignment with your highest self, you naturally become someone people can't help but be drawn to. So, students of wisdom, remember, live a life of virtue, be indifferent to others' opinions, give your full presence, and above all, pursue your purpose with passion. When you do, you'll find that people are naturally attracted to you, not because you sought their approval, but because you embody something far greater, a life well lived. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this lesson valuable, don't forget to subscribe to Students of Wisdom. Until next time, live virtuously, and peace be with you.